I want to thank you. I spent several weeks here, and now they've exposed themselves. That is, individuals who have glommed onto the Maga movement, Donald Trump's movement, to try and hijack it, to try and grift off it, to try and whore themselves as a result of it. And we've exposed them. You and I. We've exposed them. Most of them are anti-American, while they keep talking about America first. Israel's winning this war that started Friday evening, as we were on the air here. It's only Monday evening. They have fought a spectacular war thus far. Not a single American soldier has been involved in any direct way, firing bullets or having bullets fired at them. Thank God. And yet the fake Maga that has spent years lying to you, deceiving you, separating you from your money, they're very upset tonight because their team, the Islamo-Nazi regime in Tehran, is losing. They have coddled these regimes in the Middle East. They have coddled a war criminal, Putin. They want you to believe that patriotism is isolationism, even in the face of a country, a regime like Iran, that has killed 603 American soldiers, that has maimed thousands of American soldiers, and then fake MAGA is telling you that they stand for the United States military. While they're undermining the United States military and our assets that have been placed throughout the world, not just the Middle East, throughout the world. Many of our military assets in the Middle East have nothing to do with Israel. Chatsworth Qatarlson, his favorite murderous monarchical regime, has the biggest United States base in the Middle East. He hasn't said that ought to close down. He hasn't said we ought to withdraw our troops and our jets from that base. No, he's busy wet kissing the dictator monarch of Qatar, which has funded Hamas, which gave aid and comfort and cover and safe haven to the mastermind of 9/11 when our FBI was about to nab him. The Qatari monarchy gave him a passport and a plane out of the country. A year or two later, he attacked us on 9/11. Chatsworth Qatarlson sucked up to that monarchy and that regime. And he wants you to believe he's America first. And he wants you to believe he cares about the cops and the firefighters. They died in those towers. He wants you to believe he cares about our military when he could care less. He hasn't called for the closure of the main base in Qatar, has he? That's our biggest base. We have a base in Iraq. Israel didn't put the base in Iraq. That base in Iraq isn't there for Israel. When we went to war with Iraq, we put the base in Iraq. So why are they focused on Israel, fake MAGA? Because most of them are Jew haters and anti-Semites. And most of them are America haters. Not all, but most. Starting with Chatsworth Qatarlson. How do they support our troops? By telling them they're not needed? Is that how they support our troops? I don't think so. These guys are thugs. When you challenge them in a substantive or intellectual way, they try to smear you. So you got to get down into the gutter and duke it out with him. And what President Trump sees, what I see, what more and more people see, is that these people are not only paper tigers, they're loathsome, absolutely loathsome. They have nothing in common with you. Chatsworth Qatarlson is a trust fund baby from the Swanson frozen food dynasty. He went to prep school. He's got a preppy, sort of effeminate way about him. The way he speaks and the way he laughs, the way he carries himself. But he wants to be a regular guy, you see, so he shows up at UFC events. Regular guy. Tough guy. His team is losing. So he trashes Donald Trump. Those of you who voted for Donald Trump, those of you who support his policies, those of you who want to defeat the Democrats and the left, he does not. Because now he's trashing Donald Trump. It was only a matter of time. So are the comedians that surround him and his ilk. Comedians that aren't funny, that don't even tell jokes. They just are a joke. And most of them have never lifted a finger for this country. And I don't even mean in battle. I just mean in even supporting our troops. Supporting our cops, supporting our firefighters. How have they? When you are defending a regime in Iran, they're not just opposed to quote-unquote war. They are defending right now the regime in Iran. The regime in Iran is about to fall in a few more weeks if the Israelis are left to finish them off. But they think they have a lifeline in Chatsworth Qatarlson. They think they have a lifeline in the jokes of these comedians who are podcasters. With a young generation of people who happen to be among the most patriotic in the country. They feed on them. They lie to them. They sell them hate for their own country, for our military, for Jews. And notice there aren't evangelical Christians among them either. Have you noticed that? The vast majority of evangelical Christians and evangelical Christian leaders, like my dear friend Pastor John Hagee and so many others, they don't stand with these reprobates. They want nothing to do with these reprobates. I'll tell you why. Evangelical Christians and people of good faith all over the world, and especially in this audience and in this country, they love the Holy Land, and they know what will happen to the Holy Land. They know what will happen to the birthplace of Judaism and Christianity. They know what will happen if the Islamo-Nazis have their way. The things I tell you, the things we talk about, they're not imaginary. It's not fear-mongering. That's what they do. Were we hit on 9/11 or not? Who hit us? We have a whole TSA program. Every time you get on an airplane, you have to be hassled and so forth. Why is that? To protect us from Jews and Christians? Or Islamists and jihadis? Who is it that's trying to assassinate our president? Marxists, madmen, and Islamists based in Tehran. That's reality. That's a fact. Now, we all know of this ilk. We all know what we're dealing with here. A cancer, a poison. We've got Marxists, we've got Islamists, and these anti-American, un-American isolationists who, just like the Islamists and the Marxists, use the American flag, wrap themselves in the American flag, and insist that you agree with them or you're not a patriot. What have they done to support our military? Other than say, don't use our military. Obviously, it is a very serious matter when our military is entered into combat. And we elected a man, Donald Trump, our commander-in-chief, who's well aware of that. We know what he did in his first term. But people forget, in his first term, this same fake Maga, the same Qatarlsons, among others, trashed him and attacked him when he took out Soleimani. Who was Soleimani? Soleimani was the chief organizer, strategist for the Iranian military and intelligence attacks around the world. He was the right hand of Khomeini. He was killing our soldiers. He was maiming our soldiers. Trump took him out. And Qatarlson and his ilk attacked Trump, said they would start World War III. Well, is there World War III? And by the way, tell me which Arab country wants to join with Iran. Not one. Maybe Qatar. And maybe if Qatarlson likes Qatar so much, rather than hiding in Maine in his little hovel, maybe he should go there. Well, he'll be fully welcomed. Or maybe he can go to Moscow where he likes the subway system. Just a thought. As he basically lives in hiding. He's a weird, perverse dude. Weird. It's okay. He's unraveling. He's panicking. He's going to a couple of his friends. Some of whom are my friends, I thought. He's going to a couple of his friends. And he relies on a few of these website phony news operations to give him the attention he wants. He's jealous beyond belief of Fox News. He's jealous beyond belief of conservative talk radio. He's jealous beyond belief of Sean Hannity and Ben Shapiro and a host of others. I told you, he's a trust fund preppy. That's what he is. Expects to be hand to success. It's multimillionaires and billionaires that fund his projects. I don't have multimillionaires and billionaires that fund what I do. I live or die by radio ratings. I live or die by TV ratings. That's how I function. That's what we do. My books either sell or they don't sell. It's called the market system. I don't have a billionaire buying my books. I don't have a billionaire setting me up in a studio. I don't have any of that stuff. And I don't want it. He does. He can't survive without millionaires and billionaires, quote unquote, going in business with him. Can he? No, he can't. He's a false prophet. He's also a moron. Don't let that preppy tone, that effeminate tone, substitute for intelligence. How intelligent can you be to be rooting for Iran? It's really quite simple, America. It's really black and white, isn't it? I want you to hear what the president said on the way out when a reporter threw a question to him, Mr. Producer. Nice and loud. Cut 25. Go.
What was your response to Tucker Carlson criticizing you, saying that you were complicit in the war?
I don't know what Tucker Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen.
And quickly, have you spoken to...
What he's saying is he really doesn't have a following other than that little cabal of his and so forth. He works so hard on social media to get his hits. I don't live on social media. We'll post there, but that's not where I live. Now he's attacking the President of the United States as complicit in war because he's backing an ally. He's not sending in 250,000 troops, no. But he's backing an ally. And in Qatarlson's world, if you back an ally against an Islamist Nazi regime that wants to destroy us, you're the problem. No, he's the cancer.